We're looking this morning at how to find out what your credit report is this morning and things you could do to bump it up and how that can affect your financial present and your financial future. Todd Lane is joining us from Cal Coast Credit Union this morning. And Todd, it's so fascinating talking to you because you said sometimes people just aren't educated to know there's a few simple fixes if your credit score isn't what you think it should be.
Exactly. You have to pull up your credit report periodically. There's 3 credit bureaus. You can get a free credit report at least once a year from them, and there's other providers out there that you can get it on a continuous basis. But you need to know what's on your credit report and what's accurate and what's not. There's some credit profile stuff that's simply not accurate that you can correct. And if you don't correct it, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars.
You had an example of a couple that went through this, and you said by just making a couple of really quick fixes, it turned their financial credit around.
That's right. So we had a couple that came in for a home equity loan, and they thought they had great credit. And in fact, it was pretty good credit, but not as good as they thought. And what we found on their credit report was there was a medical provider, a specialist that they had gone to, one of the wife went to, and they billed them for whatever the charge was at that medical provider, and they sent that bill to the wrong address. Next thing you know, they're getting a call from a collection agency, and they had no clue that they even owed money or that this bill was due, and it was at the same time that they were getting their home equity loan, and it cost them dearly. Their interest rate was a full percentage higher, and they couldn't get as much as they wanted on that home equity loan. They simply needed to be aware by pulling up their credit report periodically and fixing that. And you can fix that. And they were able to fix it within a week as soon as they knew, and their credit score went up and they got a lower interest rate.
So let's talk about that. When we're looking at our credit score, first of all, ideally, what is a good credit score, and what are some other things that we can do to try to turn our credit score around?
You want to be 700 or higher. So the range is 300 to 850, but you want to be 700 or higher to get the best possible interest rate. Now, if you're in the 640, 660 range, sort of the mid 600s, it's okay. You're going to get the loan, but you're not going to get as good a rate if you're 700 or higher. And the most important thing, Renee, is to make your payments on time. That is the key. That is the biggest component of your credit score.
You're talking about credit card payments, any kind of payments. I know how easy it can be sometimes. Maybe you move from one address to another. You just simply forget about a bill, and it stays on your record for a really long time.
It does. It does. So you really got to keep track of that. But you can fix those things over time, and sometimes you can fix them really quickly if they've made a mistake. If they sent the bill to the wrong address and you had informed them of the change of address, you can fix those things quickly. You can go online and inform them that they made a mistake and that the lender made a mistake by sending it to the wrong address.
So just wrapping it up, just a couple of other quick tips. Don't open too many accounts too quickly.
That's right. That's right. So you want about 5 or 6 open accounts. You don't want too many. And they also measure the number of closed accounts that you have as well. And because they want to see that you've had a payment history, a long payment history. So if you're going to close accounts, close the newer accounts. Don't close the older accounts because you have a longer payment history on the older accounts.
All right. You give us hope this morning. Todd Lane from Cal Coast Credit Union, thank you so much for being here. Sometimes the credit problem's easy to fix, and it just takes a little time.
Exactly.
Good to have you here
Thanks,
with
Renee.
us this morning.